emotions are running higher than ever as only 6 Nepo babies remain on Season 2 of the reality competition Claim to Fame.
And I will do everything I can to keep your legacy alive. Lead with love, that's all I gotta say.
Very cool.
Keep watching to find out why everyone was in tears at this week's elimination. Plus, you won't believe this week's jaw-dropping celebrity reveals. It's getting real, y'all.
I mean, really? This is wartime.
Game on.
This is Flake Reality, here with your piping hot serving of reality and all the juicy details about Claim to Fame Season 2, Episode 7. This episode is called Absolutely Shredded, and it gives us a lot of insight into what celebrities the remaining contestants might be related to. We start out with the power duo of Chris and Gabriel discussing JR's possible celebrity connection.
What's cracking, Chris?
JR, Lil Nas X. Yeah.
Chris and Gabriel clearly have a powerful alliance going.
Mine and Gabriel's relationship has worked in the past.
But we all know you can't trust anyone on Claim to Fame.
Chris is my next biggest mystery, so I think keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
Meanwhile, Carson herself gives us more clues about her NASCAR driving relative.
Since you guys know it's a race car driver now, might as well just keep leaning into it.
Interesting strategy to just out yourself, but go ahead, girl. Maybe she should take some notes on being mysterious from Chris, who has everyone in the house baffled.
I really don't know.
Chris is a total mystery at this point.
Next, Frankie and Kevin Jonas introduce us to this week's challenge, and Frankie proves that he may not be the most famous Jonas, but he's definitely the most stylish.
Trying to rearrange it to figure out the clues. Now do you see what I did there? You're annoying.
We see you, Frankie! This week's Revealing Watergate challenge is all about using teamwork to piece together shredded documents that hold clues about everyone's celeb connections. As part of his prize for winning last week, Gabriel gets the advantage of choosing all the teams.
So I just gotta make sure the team that I'm on is the best team, and the teams that I'm against is probably people who don't really get along or like each other.
Gabriel strategically picks teams, and Monet is not happy with his choices.
Plot twist. I'm pissed.
That leaves, of course, Monet and Hugo.
Y'all know I'm pissed off, right?
Guess Monet already forgot what happened to her bestie ex-contestant Shane, and that you should never trust anyone. JR is so confident he knows who Gabriel is related to, he doesn't bother looking at his dossier.
You remember that? Singing. Okay.
I didn't even peek at Games Clue because I know he's related to Julius Peppers, 100%.
But maybe he should have looked at the clues for confirmation, because all we know, Gabriel's relative is not an athlete.
I think I'm still pretty under the radar right now.
Power players Gabriel and Chris are crushing it, with JR and Carson close behind, as Monet and Hugo struggle big time. But you wouldn't be able to tell based on Hugo's always chill attitude.
Put the last piece in the middle between the two right there.
Monet's communicating.
Hugo even injures himself, but remains unbothered.
Shout out to Paper Shredder, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Shout out this gigantic cut, you know what I'm saying?
At this point, we're more interested in Hugo's secret to being so zen than his celebrity relative. In the end, Gabriel and Chris win, making Gabriel even more unstoppable.
I'm a three-peat. I am a three-peat. This is my third win.
And Chris becomes a target.
The spotlight's on you, buddy. I choose Hugo.
Chris gotta go.
I can't figure out Chris.
As part of winning, Gabriel and Chris get to choose the bottom two, and unbothered Hugo volunteers as tribute.
Put me into it.
Chris also volunteers himself for bottom two, making him the first simultaneous challenge winner and loser.
So why don't we just put me in there?
You going in the bottom?
His plan is to target Carson before she can get him.
Carson cannot be in the bottom two. She's looking at me very different now.
It's looking like Carson is the sure shot to be voted out until Hugo thinks he's figured out Chris's celeb relative.
I'm so happy. I'm like, bro, I got Chris. I thought of that. I want to make sure everyone knows. I thought of Elton John. That's mine.
Everyone's convinced Chris is related to Elton John, but we've already seen multiple contestants go home for being wrong. So maybe it's a little too soon to be celebrating so hard. Also, we love how Carson walked into the room talking smack about JR.
JR is about the most useless team.
Carson, I thought something amazing. I'm a genius.
And then is the first one running to him for help about Elton John.
Elton John. Elton John. Elton John.
How y'all figured it out?
Colorful coat, the tiny dancer, Rocket Man, the astronaut.
Next, Gabriel makes claim to fame history at the Clue wine cellar,
I think I'm probably the first one in claim to fame history to see that clue being pulled.
and we learn a bit about his celeb relative.
Understand who's the young man who been pushing out baby after baby after baby after baby after baby.
Leave your guesses below about who you think it is. Chris shows off his acting chops by making Gabriel think he understands his clue when he doesn't.
I think I got a good idea.
Meanwhile, Chris does his best to stay in the game by cutting a deal with Hugo.
You're not going to say a single word.
Okay, bet. Deal.
Like, you promise me?
I won't. Yeah, I promise.
And showing Gabriel's clue to Carson. At the guess-off, everyone votes for Hugo as the guesser, and Hugo is way too calm for the situation.
As decided in a unanimous vote,
The guesser tonight is
Hugo.
Hugo targets Chris and incorrectly guesses Elton John as his celebrity relative. Hurricane Hugo is eliminated, and his celebrity claim to fame is revealed as 39th President Jimmy Carter. Now we know why Hugo is so chill. With an ex-president as a grandfather, Hugo has probably never had to worry about anything in his life. Hugo shares some sad news about Jimmy Carter.
I also want to say that he's recently been put into hospice
Oh my God.
because he has been very sick.
And brings us all to tears.
Lead with love. That's all I got to say.
Very cool.
But did you know Hugo has another claim to fame? He's dating claim to fame's Olivia. Despite being targeted twice, Chris lives on to see another day, which means he can continue to enjoy his very decent impersonation skills.
You pack of plonkers. Elton John. Really?
And just like that, we're down to the top 5 Nepo babies. Who's going to win that 100K? Leave your guesses in the comment below. And don't forget to spread the love and hit that like and follow so you can stay in the loop with Fleek Reality. Thanks for watching.